Good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 8th, and I wanted to go over our work with you today. Let me minimize real quick. These are the things we're going to be working on today. Grammar task cards. So I'm going to be going over to that file and I will go through the grammar task cards together with you so that you can copy them down on your recording sheet. And then we have some interactive math worksheets that we normally would put in our Math is Fun notebook. And so I'm going to try to figure out a way that maybe I can get some of those things to you, but I'm working with Mrs. Oldenkamp to figure out the best possible solution for that. So I will let you know what gets decided on that. So on our morning work page today, we are on page 117. And on our language portion, it says use an apostrophe to write the word in its possessive form. So we've done possessive before in our grammar where we show ownership. And so you're going to be rewriting the word and putting in the apostrophe. So for instance, I'm going to give it a try on this spot here. Try to spread it out a little bit. All right. And we need to choose the size a little bit bigger. Okay. Thanks for being patient with me while I get this figured out here. All right. All right, so Veronica. So we're going to think about Veronica and something belonging to Veronica, like maybe Veronica's bike. So we're going to rewrite the word Veronica. And if we're going to say it belongs to her, we're going to put an apostrophe S. It belongs to Veronica. So we're going all the way down here. Now, when we get to plural, it already ends with an S, we know that we just add the apostrophe. That's the only thing we do to change it. All right, I've got myself a little text box there. All right, down on the math, we have some word problems today. So let's see if I can't get a little highlighting tool here. Maybe I can highlight across it. Ms. Thor is making a bowl of soup. The recipe says to use vegetables, salt, and water. Should Ms. Thor use cups or gallons to measure the water for the soup? Tell why you think so. So we're looking to see, the question we need to focus on is should, that's not going to work, sorry, let me get that out there. Should Ms. Thor use cups or gallons to measure the water for the soup? So your sentence for a complete sentence would be, Ms. Thor uses, and then you're going to let us know, cups or gallons to measure the soup and why you think so. So tell me why you would use cups or why you would use gallons over the other. The workers at SeaWorld are filling a shark tank with water. To measure the water, should they use cups, pints, quarts, or gallons? So the workers at SeaWorld should use, and then you explain why. And then on our reading text, we have a little ad. Maybe you might find this in the newspaper or maybe online somewhere. Skateboard for sale. Gently used, still in good shape. Board glides over pebbles and cracks smoothly. Call, and then they've listed their phone number. So number 11 says, this text is a dictionary entry or an advertisement. And then why are some parts of the text bold? So why is this phone number bold and why is this title bold? Tell me in your explanation right there. And then we have our task card paper, and I'm going to go over that at the very end just so that I can cover all of these pages, and then we'll go back and spend our time on the task cards. Our writing today, if you could only eat one thing for every meal forever, so this is the only thing you'll ever eat, what would it be? Why would you choose that? And would you have to make it another way to keep eating it? So if your favorite thing is cheese, are you going to eat just one type of cheese, or would you change it up? So write down what thing you would be able to eat, you think, for the rest of your life, if that was the only thing you could eat. Try to be as creative as possible with that. For our Math is Fun interactive notebook, we're going to be doing topic 12, lesson 4, number line fractions less than 1. So you're just going to be representing the fractions that they show right here. You're going to represent that. I'm going to choose my other color again. You're going to represent this fraction right here on the number line. So it looks like we need to break it up into 5 pieces, and you're going to put a dot at 3 out of 5 pieces. Break up this line into 8 pieces, and you're going to put a dot at 5 pieces. Break this one up into 3 pieces, and you're going to put a mark at 2 out of the 3 pieces. Same with 1/6. Break this up into 6 pieces and mark where 1 out of 6 would be. On the second page, lesson 5, we're going to do fractions greater than 1. So this was under 1. We don't go past it. And then this one is more than 1. So we're looking at this number line right here. It says, I can represent fractions greater than 1 on a number line. All right. So each number line has equal lengths marked. Write the missing fractions. All right. So we have nothing here and nothing here and nothing here. So we need to write the fractions that go under each of these and even this one. So we're looking to do, a fraction here, a fraction here. My lines are great, aren't they? And a fraction here. If you want to do the fraction under the 1, that would be great. You can do that. You don't have to, but you can. And then 1 here, 1 here. Ooh, getting kind of big. And 1 here, and 1 here. So what would those fractions look like? It looks like between 0 and 1, they're broken up into 5 pieces. And between 1 and 2, they're broken up into 5 pieces. So what would those numbers be as you count across? So you're going to do the same thing, broken up into halves between these parts, broken up into a half again, and broken up into a half again. So what would these fractions be here? And that continues here and here, and here and here and here. So we've got this one to answer, this one to answer, this one. All right. So that is it for that math work. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab our math for today so we can correct that together, and then we will finish up with our test. All right, we're going to correct our math for today for week 23. So grab that paper that you have, and we're going to go over it and correct it. And number 1, write the fraction for the following shape. So if we put our text box in here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, and 3 parts are shaded. So our fraction would be 3/4. All right, write the missing number to complete the pattern. So we've started out 3, 6, 12. So we notice that if you take 3 and double it, you'll get 6. If you take 6 and double it, you'll have 12. So what would it be if we double 12? 12 plus 12 should be 24. What happens if we double 24? 24 plus 24 would be 48. And what would happen if we doubled 48? 48 plus 48, 8 plus 8 is 16. Carry the 1, you have 96. All right. I'm going to make our line just a little less thick here. All right, on this portion down here, how many inches long is the paper clip? So it looks like it's right here on this spot here. And if we look, it's at least one whole piece, but it's also a little bit more than that. So between the 1 and the 2, this looks like it's halfway between. So it would be 1 and 1/2. All right, so 1.5 inches. Okay. 12 divided by 4 is what? Or what times 4 is 12? So we know that is 3. 10 divided by 5 is what? Or what times 5 would give you 10? And we know that is 2. And then we have 9 times 6. So if we do our nines trick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we know that it's 54. 54. Okay, on to day 2. Divide the circle into halves. Label each half with the appropriate fraction. So if we label it, we're going to divide it up first in half. So half of our circle could go here. You could also do your line across this way. Either one is correct. All right, so if we do a little text box here, this is 1 out of 2 pieces. See if I can make it a little bigger so you can see it. And that means that this side is 1 out of 2 pieces. Right. William ran for a total of 14 miles in 7 days. So we have a division problem because we're going to break up those 14 miles by 7, and that will equal 2 miles a day. All right. Down to this one. So we see that the shape is broken up into 4. And since we've had our lesson, we can count how many pieces there are available. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 available pieces. So it's 8/4. All right. Brianna woke up at 1:10 a.m. and was awake until 1:45 a.m. How many minutes was Brianna awake for? So we know that we can subtract or we can count forward. So if we counted forward, counting by 5s, we are at 1:10, 1:15, 1:20, 1:25, 1:30, 1:35, 1:40, 1:45. So we have 7 times we're going to skip count by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. She was awake for 35 minutes. Which is hard when it's that time in the morning, isn't it? All right, so that's day 1 and day 2. Remember, you can pause this and go back or take your time to do this slowly. Roxanne had 29 colorful rubber bands. Tyrone gave her some more. If Roxanne was able to give 6 friends 8 rubber bands each, how many rubber bands did Tyrone give her? And I just realized I don't think I went over day 3 and 4 with our video yesterday. So if you need to do this with me, make sure that you're following along and trying your best on this. So Roxanne had 29. Tyrone gave her some more. We don't know how many more he gave. If she was able to give 6 friends 8 rubber bands, how many rubber bands did Tyrone give her? So we need to figure out first how many rubber bands that was to give out to all those friends. So if we have 6, try to move that over here. If we have 6 times 8, that equals 48. And if we know that she has 29, we can do 48 minus the 29 that she has. And that will equal, so we're going to borrow from there. That's going to make that 3 so that we can make this an 18. And so we're going to have, whoops, let me see if I can get some room in here. 48 minus 29 is 19. So we can put in our answer over here. Tyrone gave her 19. All right. So 30 divided by what gives you 6, or 6 times what is 30. So you can skip count by 6. Since it ends in a 0, you know you can always skip count by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that needs to be the number 5. And in this one, what times 9 equals 54? Well, I believe we did that up here, right above it. So that would be the number 6. 3 times 5 equals 15. Counting by 5. Down here, label 2/6 on the number line and label 5/6 on the number line. So we are going to check real quick that this is broken into 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's make our label. Okay. So this is 1/6, so this would be 2. And then 3, 4, and this would be 5. Now the one thing I do need to go back and do is I need to be able to write my fraction underneath so that I label it correctly. So this one is 2/6, and this one is 5/6. Okay. And now on to day 4. Show 2 ways to solve this problem. So we're back to associative property. Put in our insert box here. So one way we could do it is to take the first 2 numbers. I'm going to put a parentheses around 8 times 2, and then that is times 4. 8 times 2 equals 16, and then times 4. Oops, let me get my cursor back in here. Get my little cursor to come back in here. Okay, 16 times 4 is going to be 64. So let's check our answer if we do it a different way. So this time let's put the 2 and the 4 in the parentheses. So we'll have 8 times 2 times 4 equals, let me get that. Okay, so this would be then 8 times 8 equals 64. So they both match. They both have to be 64. Another way you could do it is move that 8 times 4 times 2, 2, and that would equal 32 times 2 equals 64. So you have several ways you could do this. Make sure you can see all of those ways. All right, so that's 3 ways we've shown on that one. Complete the related multiplication facts. If 12 divided by 2 equals this, then 2 times what equals 12? Both answers would be the same. So the answer to this division problem needs to be the answer to this problem. So 2 times 6. 9 divided by 3 would be the same as 3 times 3. All righty. We are almost finished. Write greater than, less than, or equal to make the statement true. So let's go ahead and see what our fractional piece would be for this one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, and only 1 out of the 6 are colored in. So 1/6. And on this one, we have 1/2 of the shape. So if you were going to eat this, if this was a pizza, your favorite pizza, would you rather eat 1/6 of the pizza or half of the pizza? If it's your favorite pizza, you're going to want to eat half of that pizza. Let me see if I can draw a half sign, a greater than sign here towards the half. There's my sign. All right, I'm going to go back in here and make my thickness a little bit smaller. All right, true or false? The fraction 1/2 and 4/8 are equal. So if you took your pen or pencil and you just took this piece and covered it all the way over here, would those be the same size? They would be the same size. So we would write down true, they are equal. All right, so let's go back to, so make sure you've corrected that. I'm not sure if I can make that small enough for you to see the whole page, the answers on it. Probably not. All right, so you can always pause and go back to look at any of the answers on this page. Remember, once you have filled this in with all the correct answers, you can use this on your test on on Thursday to help you remember how to do it. All right, let's switch back over here to our task card. This is the last thing we're going to do today. Flip this around so it's the right way. So get out this page, and we're going to be writing down simple or compound for our task cards. Okay, so go ahead and get that out. And we're showing cards 1 through 4 on this page. So looking at card number 1, is the sentence simple or compound? Garrett wore blue jeans and a polo shirt. Is that a simple sentence, or did they make a compound sentence? Remember, a compound word is when you take a word like back and pack and make a whole new word, backpack. So the same kind of thing happens with a sentence. Number 2, should I bake cookies or should I bake muffins? Is that a simple or a compound sentence? The type of sentence it is a question on that one. All right. Number 3, I want to go to the game, but I don't have a ticket. Is that simple or compound? Noah helped our teacher organize the class library. All right. Is that simple or compound? Anything combined there? Let me go back. I'll freeze that for a second. If you need to pause, just go ahead and hit the pause button. Okay. Don't forget that you have a dentist appointment and soccer practice. Don't forget that you have a dentist appointment and soccer practice. Simple or compound. Number 6 says, it's Jada's birthday, so we should make her a chocolate cake. So is that a simple sentence or is that a compound sentence? They put some things together or is it just one thing? Number 7, Aiden went to the library and the grocery store. Simple or compound? Mom cooked dinner and she helped me with my homework. One way to look at this, you could break this up into 2 sentences. Mom cooked dinner. Mom helped me with my homework. They took that and made it into one sentence. Number 9. First, make sure you preheat the oven. Simple or compound? Number 10, I don't read many nonfiction books, but I love to read biographies. Number 11, it is raining, so you need to wear a jacket. Number 12, Nora has hair and green eyes. So we have a conjunction there. What does that tell us? Okay, I'm going to go to 13, 14, 15, and 16. Olivia, my best friend, sits next to me on the bus. That reminds me of your morning work today where you had to put in a comma. Or excuse me, yesterday's morning work where you had to put in a comma. That's exactly what we did. Okay. Number 14. You can type your report or you can write your report in your neatest handwriting. Simple or compound? Right. I like math, so I am going to choose a job that requires lots of math. Number 16 says, my puppy chews our furniture, shoes, and toys. There's a little clue in there with a conjunction. All right, let's move up to 17, 18, 19, and 20. Number 17, don't forget to brush your teeth and comb your hair. Is that a simple or a compound sentence? Number 18, I want to play the game, but I don't know the rules. Simple or compound? Number 19, Snickers, my cat, sleeps all day on the couch. And number 20, do you want to have chicken for dinner or do you want to make pasta? All right, and our last 4 cards. Do you want to ride bikes or roller skate? Do you want to ride bikes or roller skate? Simple or compound? Number 22, Grandma is coming over today, so I need you to clean your room. Grandma is coming over today, so I need you to clean your room. Number 23 says, I am hungry, for I didn't have time for breakfast before school. So could you have two separate sentences there, and then you combine them into one, or is it only one sentence? One simple sentence. Number 24, I yelled, wait for me. Is that simple or compound? All right. So if you need to go back through any of these cards, make sure you slide the play bar back so that you can see. And then you should have filled in this whole paper. And so I'm going to show you what your answers should have been. Now you could have written S and C. That would be totally fine. So here are your answers. So double check that. And if there's any that were very confusing and you wrote down, maybe you wrote simple for one that actually should have been compound, you can go back and look at that one and see what it was. And then tomorrow we're going to take a test on this one. All right. So that is everything that you have today. Make sure you're working on your spelling city. Let me go back up here. Your spelling city, get those assignments done. We do have a spelling test tomorrow. And then you have your read works, articles, and your responses in your book of knowledge. And then you can always work on your IXL and reading, and then you have choice on there. Check out Mystery Science. I'm going to also try to put on a fun link to how to draw art channel from YouTube that you might enjoy learning how to draw different things. So I'll probably be putting that on sometime today. All right, guys, if you have questions, let me know, and keep working hard and doing a great job. And then you'll have a night, if you get all of your work done by tomorrow, by Thursday, then you'll have a 4-day break from school if you need one. Otherwise, you can turn your work in all the way through Sunday. So that is just fine if you need a little bit more time. And if you actually need time to go into Monday, just email me and let me know that your work will be turned in on Monday so that I can make sure to give you credit. All right, guys, have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you in the morning.